Hello everyone, my name is Dasha and welcome back to the Tiny Bunny. Last episode, there was nothing, we became the monster again, and yeah, there was no new endings, and now I get it. There's only two endings, and I don't know if both of them are good, if both of them are bad, or both of them are or one of them is bad or good. So, this time we're gonna pick Polina. It's where this episode was about, we were on a call with Polina, and she was like, oh, and then Roka and Biasha came out to me, and they were like, hey, we want to practice and make this and that, so I can come up as a warrior and be this, and I can save Polina from a fool, blah blah blah. And we have a decision, either to tell her or not to tell her and go to the practice with Romka. But I'm gonna tell her this time,
Полина,
because why not? Polina,
я хочу тебе кое в чем признаться.
I need to tell you something.
Ромка попросил меня об одной услуге.
Romka has asked me to do a favor. I couldn't force out a sound. Words slipped and fell down my throat. I started wrapping the telephone wire around my finger with nervousness.
Антош, я тебя плохо слышу.
Hello, Anton, I can't hear you. I breathed out loudly.
Ромка сделал из меня маньяка.
Romka has made me into a serial killer. Ringing sounds took over the call.
Что?
What?
Он попросил меня напасть на тебя,
He asked me to attack you.
как будто я какой-то монстр.
Like I'm some monster.
А он бы тут же объявился и героически тебя спас.
And he's supposed to show up and save you like a hero.
Алло, Полина?
Polina? She didn't respond, so I blew into the handset.
Ты согласился?
And did you agree? The tone of her voice became serious, harsh.
Нет, как ты могла подумать?
No, how could you think that?
Я ведь сказал тебе правду.
I told you the truth, remember?
А Ромка с Бяшей, после такого они мне больше не товарищи.
Romka and Biasha, we can't be friends after something like that.
Ах, Антон, спасибо.
Oh, Anton, thank you.
Я так рада, что ты со мной.
I'm so glad to have you on my side. My heart beat quick, and anxious thoughts about losing Polina passed an imaginary torch to the thrill of meeting her very soon.
Понимаю, как тебе было нелегко рассказать такое.
I understand how difficult it was for you to divulge something like this.
Слушай, дедушка всегда говорил, что музыка лечит душу.
You know, Grandpa always says that music can cure your soul.
Хочешь, я тебе сыграю?
Do you want me to play something for you?
Где? В школе?
Where? At school?
Нет же, после школы.
No, silly, after school.
Придешь завтра ко мне в гости?
Will you come over to my place? I dropped my pen, struggling to believe in what I just heard. Ow. Then I rushed to get it from under the nightstand and ran my hand into it.
Конечно. Почему бы и нет?
Of course, why not?
Тогда завтра после уроков, хорошо?
Tomorrow after school then? I bump was slowly bubbling up on my forehead, but I almost didn't feel it. The doorbell rang before I could reply. My wandering gaze stumbled upon the door. Ronga and Biasha came to pick me up for the rehearsal, and I was supposed to help them lure away the girl I like. I'll have to pretend that I'm on their side first, but for Polina's sake.
Полин, подожди минутку.
Polina, wait a moment. That's again.
Подожди.
I returned her phone and I picked up my handset.
Мне надо
I
бежать.
need to run.
Мне тоже.
Me too.
Спасибо, что выслушал.
Thanks for leading an ear. I'm gonna skip again. This is just gonna be my mom. Yeah, we're gonna go to this, and it's not gonna be Biasha. It's gonna be the damn owl. So I don't know if they're gonna make me a monster again. If yeah, then how do I'm supposed to get another ending? So, anyways, I'll see. I'm gonna skip. See you later. But let's head out through the back exit, the one near the gym.
Прячешься от кого-то?
Hiding from someone? I shifted my gaze to the desk in front of me. My bodies left us alone, giving me an ample opportunity to betray them. Guilty consequence gripped my heart in its tiny
Так
jaws.
это из-за Ромки?
Is this because of Romka?
Не хочешь, чтобы он узнал?
You don't want him to know?
Ты ему нравишься.
He likes you.
Сложно не заметить.
It's hard not to notice.
Но парни всегда забывают о главном. Сначала надо спросить мнение девушки.
But you boys always forget the most important part. You need to ask the girl first.
А девушка говорит, после уроков у запасного выхода.
And the girl is saying after school near the back exit. I smiled, relieved. The fuck? Guilty conscience returned to devour my heart the moment Ronka came back and tossed a lingberry bun my way, winking.
Ешь. Набирайся сил для нашего спектакля.
Eat up, you need a lot of energy for a little play. Yet the actor that was supposed to play the villain, didn't show up for the play. I left the school early, 20 minutes before the algebra class was supposed to end. I lied to the teacher about having a toothache. Damn. Toothache. I never heard that. I hid behind the bushes near the school like some criminal. Polina soon arrived. Yuppie, a date. Hey. Hello?
Эй, я тут!
Hey, I'm here.
Ты б еще в сугроб зарылся.
If you want to hide so badly, why not dig yourself into a snow pile? I realized I was trying to play both sides here, secretly with Polina or without losing Rumka's support. I wondered what will happen if any of them find out about my shame.
Пойдем скорее.
Come on, let's go.
Ну пойдем.
Okay. We started walking along the school football field. The sun was bright, but it did nothing to warm the frozen soil. The twilight hit in the thick and anxiously waiting for the moment when it could come out and devour the village.
Я уже отвык от городского шума. Здесь всегда так тихо.
I've already forgotten the city bustle. This place is so tranquil.
О, а я мечтаю о какофонии.
Oh, when I dream of that cacophony.
А как... Чё?
Caco what? My companion burst out laughing.
Какофония — это случайное сочетание звуков.
A cacophony is the chaotic mixture of sounds.
Дедушка учит находить мелодию во всем.
Grandpa always taught me to look for melody in
Он у
everything.
тебя философ.
He sounds like a philosopher.
Краевед. Был раньше.
He's a local historian. At least he used to be.
Он, наверное, классный.
Your grandpa sounds cool.
Не то слово. Скоро я вас познакомлю.
He truly is. I'll introduce you soon.
Ты меня в гости приглашаешь?
Are you inviting me to come
А
over?
ты против?
You don't want to?
Нет, конечно нет.
No, of course I do. I keep sneaky glances at Polina. She was like a precious gem, its sides gleaming, shimmering, changing ever so slightly. What? Her eyes full of innocent laughter asked me. Nothing, I replied without
Ты
speaking.
смелый. Мне это нравится.
You're brave. I like that. Girl, okay.
Смелый.
I'm brave.
Я до сих пор вспоминаю, как ты Бабурина осадил.
I still remember how you fought back with Baburian.
Пустяки.
It was nothing.
Знаешь, как для девочек важно, чтобы их защищали.
It's very important for girls to feel safe, you know?
Заступиться за тебя честь.
It's an honor for me to protect you.
Вот, я же говорю.
See, I told you.
Изъясняешься словами из романов.
That expression was straight out of some novel.
Это честь для меня, моя госпожа.
It's an honor, milady. Polina started giggling. I fake mounted, but I couldn't keep myself from smiling in the end. The village looked abandoned, desolated. Rickety fences, riverbanks full of garbage. This place probably looks nice in the summer, since it's full of greenery, but during winter, under the icy crust, under the snowy blanket, I turn around from time to time to check if my good friends who weren't good or fun to me anymore were following me in my wake. Dogs barked and clanged their chains behind the fences, but they grew quiet the moment we reached the next house.
Представь, что это призраки цепями звенят.
Try imagining that ghosts are clanging with those chains.
О, я обожаю сказки про призраков. Дедушка часто мне их
Oh, I
рассказывает.
love ghost stories. Grandpa tells them all the time. Dude, find me a woman that doesn't like criminal stuff. I've never seen a single woman like I've met that wasn't like obsessed with some like documentary. Oh my goodness. Like me myself personally, I love it. My mom does as well. Like I remember we even had like a phase where we would just only watch those stories. And I've heard like actually like so much women are into this, and like I've never saw a woman that wasn't interested in, you know, documentaries or like horror stuff. Like horror movies, yeah, no, I get that, but documentaries itself, shit, that's some shit, you know. Grandpa tells me them all the time. She stopped in front of a small but cozy looking house with a snow-covered roof that put her hand on that small gate. Her eyes piercing me as if trying to peek into the depths of my soul.
Вот я все вспоминаю дедушку. Говорю, какой он хороший, заботливый, умный. Но это только половина правды.
You see, I always mention how good, caring, and smart my grandpa is, but it's only half of the truth.
В последнее время он немного...
Lately, he's been acting sort of... She paused, searching for the right words.
чудной. Да, пожалуй.
Funny, yeah, that's it.
Стал таким с годами. Так что ничему не удивляйся.
He became like that as he aged, so please try not to be surprised by him.
Так точно, ничему не удивляться.
Serious, sir? No acting surprised.
Вольно!
At ease, soldier. Is he gonna like shoot me? What do you mean, funny? We walked towards his house up a thin, clean path. Polina unlocked the door. The long hallway was full of shadows. Door slammed shut behind our backs, cutting us off from the roaring wind and all the other outside sounds. The place became so silent that I could hear Polina's heart beating. I wanted to cover it with my hands and feel it with my palm, with my lifelines. Lifelines? One of the most significant signs in the practice of palmistry, a divinatory art that interprets the features of each hand, such as line and mouth, to obtain information about a person's destiny and personality. Palmistry gained width among Russian youth in the 80s and 90s. Yep. Influenced and part by the strong presence in the gypsy culture in the region from which this art originated. Ooh, that is
Ты всегда
cozy.
так застываешь?
Do you always freeze like
Как
this?
будто у тебя в голове стоп-кран нажали.
As if somebody pulled an emergency brake in your head.
Фантазия рисует всякие картинки.
My imagination is running wild.
Понимаю.
Ah, I see. She took off her coat and hanged it on the wall hook.
Раздевайся, разувайся.
Come on, take your stuff off.
Я пока в комнате приберусь.
I'll go clean up the room in the meantime.
Дедушка бывает вещи свои оставляет, где попало.
Grandpa always forgets his things everywhere.
Я быстро.
I'll be quick. Okay, what we got here? Can I look through some stuff? She floated away, light as a butterfly. Another butterfly of a steel kind had a real chance of floating inside my gut in the near future. That was kind of funny. Another butterfly of a steel kind. That's kind of funny. Not really funny, but oh, she flew like a butterfly. What another butterfly can fly in my gut? You know, you see what I mean? I take off my coat, untie my shoelaces. A tiny squeak reached my ear. I want to look through some stuff. A mirror. The reflection in this mirror are so sharp and deep, my gaze drowns in it. Wow. It feels more like a doorway than a mirror, with an identical room with skins and sticky to the touch wallpaper behind it, and the electric meter which barely worked during the last month, as if Polina and her grandpa spent their evening in complete darkness. And then... Huh? Wow! Just a hunting trophy. Phew. I don't get why adults hang something like this in their homes. Crooked, sharp, outgrowth. I read that animals don't get hurt when their horns that are already hardened get trimmed. Still, it's the same as plastering your wall with clipped fingernails. Wow. They are also concealed objects that were once part of living organism. That. Oh, I don't want to open that yet. Oh, that's creepy. Wow, there's so much junk here, just like in a junk shop, or like at the village cemetery dump, where people throw away plastic flowers, splinters from rotting crosses, and dirty strips with gilded words of condolences. Why did I think Polina's grandpa brought all of this from a cemetery dump? Those don't have toys. Or a tambourine like in those books about Northland shamans. And this, what was it called again? A drama catcher, I think. It didn't catch any dreams, but it did catch a haymaker spider. Where's the spider? Ew. I'm looking through some stuff and this is like a bunch of toys. An owl, of course. And it's strange. No wonder I can hear flies buzzing in this place, even though in the middle of winter. It smells like lard and wet soil. I guess you just get used to it if you just stay here long enough. What else we got? Fishing. A pair of tourist skis. Dad told me stories of how he would make his own skis in sky poles and even his own ski wax from beeswax, rosin, and pine resin. A good fit for the harsh winter around here, but these skis are in head of maintenance. The bindings are is very bad condition. In very bad condition, and they have dark red spots in them, probably just rust. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at you like the last. Phone. If one were to stand in front of the phone, the wallpaper patterns would look like a set of watchful eyes. So this is the place Paulina called me from. She stood right here, under the electric meter among the shadows, twirling the phone cord. Maybe she even played with the light switch, turning the lights off at times and speaking to me in the dark. Let's look at that. Wait. I know this painting. Pagani, the guy was so good at playing the violin that other people had decided to sold his soul to the devil. This portrait was drawn by Nikolai Fichin. He was a famous Russian painter that moved to America after the revolution and became famous there too. Wow, Paganini had such long fingers, and such a piercing stare. What is he looking at? Maybe he did sell his soul after all? Would Paulina sell hers? I wonder. Okay, that's it, right? Yeah, we looked through everything. I can just wait. I look into the deeper part of the house while taking off my boots. Semi-dark masked the corner at the end of the corridor. Something moved towards me, making me dry floorboard squeak. Squeak, 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 squeak. The sound grew louder. That's Grandpa. I realized that I stepped back towards the door without thinking. Alina? That's Grandpa. A wheelchair appeared from around the corner. A stocky old man protruded from the darkness.
Ты должно быть одноклассник моей Полли.
You must be my Paulina's classmate, right?
Да, Антон Петров.
Yes, my name is Anton Petrov. We shook hands. His grip was surprisingly firm.
Очень приятно. Очень.
Good to meet you. Very good.
А я Харитон. Греческое имя значит щедрый.
I'm Chariton, a name of Greek origin. It means shareable.
А твое имя?
Инди-
Знаешь, что обозначает?
And do you know the meaning of your name?
Никогда не задумывался.
I've never thought about it.
От латинского «антео» — тот, кто вступает в бой.
It comes from Latin. Anteo, someone who goes into battle. I checked in reply. Apparently my name has brave
А
roots.
Полина?
And Paulina?
Полина французского происхождения.
Paulina is a name of French origin.
Если не ошибаюсь, солнечная.
If I remember correctly, it means sunlight. Of course, the sunlight, the enchanting views of France, the Parisian sky, all of that sounds like
Вы так
Paulina.
много знаете об именах.
You know a lot about names.
Я каждой своей кукле особенное имя давал.
I gave all my dolls unique names.
Кукле?
Dolls?
Полина не рассказывала? Я же кукловодом работал при театре.
Haven't Paulina told you? I used to work as a puppeteer in a theater.
Потом сторож с сигаретой тлеющей уснул, сам погиб, и театр сгорел до основания.
Then one day a night guardian fell asleep while smoking there. He died and the theater burned down.
Куклы мои сгорели.
All my dolls burned down.
Жаль.
What a shame. I was pretty sure that Paulina told me that Grandpa was a local historian. He squinted.
А знаешь ли ты, Петров Антон, что в старину у людей два имени было? Настоящее и то, что они называли незнакомцем.
And have you heard, Anton Petrov, that people in the ages past used to have two names, their true name and the one they shared with strangers?
Считалось, что подлинное имя, попав к нехорошим людям, могло обернуться против человека.
It was believed that if a person's true name ended up in the hands of a bad people, it could spell disaster for its owner. That's insane. Don't make me, dude. I'm gonna believe in that. Don't make
По
me.
имени насылали хвори и даже смерть.
Those names could be used to hex. or even kill.
Ого.
Really?
Вот тебе и ого.
Yes, really.
И зверям имена придумывали не просто так.
And the names they give to animals were also deliberate.
Заяц от литовского «зайсти», прыгун, то есть. А волк — старославянское «влек», тот, кто таскает.
Zayats come from Zaist in Lithuania. A hopper, and Volk comes from Old Slavic like one who drags. Zayats, bunny, Volk, wolf. Zayats, Volk. Cartoon explains the matter of words for bunny and wolf in Russian. The English translation used transcribed version of those words to ensure the company set of languages in the slang makes sense phonetically. Cartier drove closer and crossed his hands on his chest. I wondered to myself where Paulina's parents were. She never spoke about her mom, only about her grandpa. I decided to ask a question to continue the
А
conversation.
медведь?
And what about the bear?
О, имя медведя неизвестно.
Oh, the bear's name is still a mystery.
Наши предки так боялись этого зверя, что предпочли забыть слово, которым его величали.
Our ancestors were so afraid of that beast, they decided to forget the word they used to call it with.
Оно просто сгинуло из языка.
It just disappeared from their language.
Вместо него осталось более позднее прозвище — «ведающий медом».
We were left with a much more recent interpretation, one who oversees the honey. A bond based on the two syllables that makes up the Russian word for beer. One of each means honey, while the other means to have knowledge of something, to oversee something.
Интересно.
Sounds interesting. Excuse me, the old man's smile became wider, revealing a stackable of metal implants. He raised his hand and waved it in the air like a rake that was scratching an empty space.
Скырлы, скырлы, скырлы.
Scratch, scratch, scratch. The squeaking sound made me shrink instantly.
То я медведь на липовой ноге, на березовой клюке.
Here comes the bear on a fake hind leg with a long branch cane. The excerpt is from an old Russian folk tale that tells the story of a bear that steals turnips from a village. During one of his thieves, the bear gets attacked by an old peasant who chops off one of the bear's hind legs and gives it to his wife to make a soup from the meat and cloth from the wool. The bear later returns to the village with a fake hind leg to exact his revenge on the family, only to fall into the cellar inside their house and get killed by the villagers.
Все по селам спят, по деревням спят.
The whole village sleeps, all the peasants sleep.
Одна баба не спит, на моей коже сидит.
One old hag is awake, sitting on my skin.
Мою шерстку придет, мое мяско жрет.
Spinning my brown fur, feasting on my flesh. If this was what Polina warned me about, I had already broke my promise. It's not like I got surprised, more like I became seriously
По
concerned.
легенде, именно в нашей деревне приключилась эта страшная сказка, как и многие другие.
According to the legends, that morbid tale happened right in our village, just like many others.
Вот, к примеру,
Here's also this one.
в прошлом веке простому люду тяжко
The
пришлось.
previous century was tough on a simple
Денег у
folk.
них тогда мало было, а еды и того меньше.
They had,
Точь в точь, как сейчас.
they had close to no money and even less food, just like nowadays.
Подались тогда крестьяне разбойничать, тайгу обворовывать. Кто карася ухватит, а кто и гуся.
Peasants resorted to robbing of the taiga, that is, a Christian here, a goose there.
А главный егерь мало того, что не препятствовал, так еще в первых рядах браконьерствовал.
And the chief gamekeeper not only didn't he prevent them from doing so, but he also spearheaded the poaching efforts.
Самым зажиточным стал на селе. Погреб, Того и гляди, лопнет.
He became the richest man in the village. His cellar was almost ready to burst.
Так и кричал егерь на всю округу. Я в лесу хозяин.
The gamekeeper boasted everywhere he went, "This forest is mine. I'm the master here."
Обзавелся он, значит, семьей, слугами, да каким-никаким имением.
Then he formed a family, got himself a bunch of servants and a humble estate.
И на радостях пир закатил горой аж до самой ночи. А как 12 пробило, собаки залаяли.
It was such a joyful occasion that he ordered a feast that spanned for the whole day up until the night. When the clock struck 12, the dogs started barking outside.
Идите, кричит егерь слугам, собакам кости бросьте.
Go to the game master shouted to his servants, "Throw some bones to the dogs."
Через время в ворота застучали.
Time passed and somebody knocked on his gate.
Идите, кричит семье, гостей прогоните.
Go, he shouted to his family, chase away the guests.
Остался он за столом один. Никто воротиться не спешит.
He was left alone at the table. Not a single soul was coming back.
Слышит, собаки завыли и смолкли.
Then he heard dogs howling, only to go silent again.
Со страшной силой в дверь забарабанили.
And then someone started banging on his door.
Бах, бах, бах!
I licked my parched lips and instinctively looked over the old man's shoulder, praying in my mind that Polina would come back soon and interrupt this ear monologue. Yet only shadows writ behind Carton's back.
Егерь от страха едва живой в погреб помчался.
The game master got scared to death and ran to the cellar.
Замком щелк. Вдруг голос из-за двери.
He slammed the lock shut, then suddenly somebody spoke from the outside.
Милый, это я, жена твоя.
Алло.
Отвори.
Love, it's me, your wife. Open up.
В жизнь не открою.
No way, never.
Голос стал грубее, напористее.
The voices became harsher, more forceful.
Изголодалась я, любимый. Дай хоть чего-то из закромов.
I'm starving, love. At least give me something from our supplies.
Уйди, уйди, Христом заклинаю, закричал егерь и упал молиться.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Be gone in the name of the Lord. The game master shouted and fell to his knees in prayer.
Тогда голос как гром грянул.
The next moment, the voices roared.
Целиком не выйдешь, хоть кусок мне отрежь.
If you come out in one piece, at least give me a slice.
Егерь вне себя от ужаса просидел в подвале до первых петухов.
The game master spent the rest of the night inside, trembling from
А
fear.
как показаться отважился, то нашел своих слуг и родных.
And when he gathered enough bravely to come out, he found his family and servants.
Повешенными на собственных кишках вдоль тракта.
Ow! Chained on their own guts along the main road.
Глядь, а в имении уже дикие звери хозяйничают.
In the blink of an eye, his manor became infested with wild beasts.
Потому что нету тайги границ. Она частично в нашем мире, отчасти там, где ночь никогда не кончается.
Because the taiga has no bounds, one part of it exists in another world and the other in a place where night never ends.
Егерь пытался, сломя голову, бежать из проклятой деревни, но истинный хозяин леса настиг его в пути.
The game master tried to escape at the accursed village, but the true forest master got to him in the end. I spoke in a shaky voice.
Что же с ним сделал этот хозяин леса?
And what did the forest master do to him? The old man tilted his head and burst out laughing.
Спроси лучше, чего он не сделал.
It's easier to name what he didn't do. The old man eyes pinned me to the door leaf. Come on in, Antoine. The old man stayed silent for a moment. Then he smiled as if nothing ever happened and rolled his wheelchair back.
Ну, заболтал я тебя. Ступай.
My, look at me, talking your ears off. Go. Thank you. I brushed off my stupor and minced across the
Приятно
corridor.
было познакомиться.
It was nice meeting
И
you.
мне, Петров Антон, и мне.
You too, Anto Petrov. You too. Oh. With ease, I got into Polina's room. Okay. It was... Huh? She was, a maiden. Cute and... how do I fucking say that? I don't know. So there's no... So it wasn't translated, huh? Okay, I do not want to stand here. I don't know. And immediately I saw in her eyes a big collection of Vinleys and playables. Walls decorated in photographs in those things.
Дедушка тебя не сильно донимал?
Grandpa didn't ask you too much?
Нет, он очень интересный.
No, he's really interesting.
Небось, ты теперь знаешь все о своем имени.
Now you know everything about your name. I forced my laughter and looked at the photos. Why wasn't that translated? I Sailor Moon poster. This cartoon is for girls, Transformers, and way better, and drawing them is so much more interesting, especially when they transform, when they change shape. Though, if Polina has the 2x2 chant on her TV and she invites me to watch it together, I won't refuse. In the name of the moon, I shall punish you. Piano. Akuzban piano, not a speck of dust on the cover. This is the place where she practices. Let's see what pieces she has in her music sheets. Hands, Capriccio Sol Minor. Looks like the name of a piece of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would eat. Meanwhile, I won't even be able to play a Flea of Faults. Okay, what else we got? She has a cat. A bit too old-fashioned, but I like it. Let's see what Polina has in her collection. Vinley Records from Melodia has some much rarer ones from Jugaran, a company in Yugoslavia. Rakaminov, Svartov, performed by Hima Germazova. Only classic. No Toro Kudogno, no Demis Rosons. She even has some bone music, recordings made with an electro records over X-ray shots. The needle slides on the picture of someone ribs and you hear David Ostrach playing a violin.
А это твои родители?
Are these your parents? Polina looked down.
Да,
Yeah,
они погибли много лет назад. Я их практически не помню.
they died many years ago. I can barely remember them.
О,
Oh, I feel like a total idiot. I could have guessed Polina was an
мне
orphan.
очень жаль.
I'm so sorry.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Дедушка воспитывал меня как родную дочь. Никогда не устану благодарить его.
Grandpa raised me as his own daughter. I'm forever grateful to him.
Представляю, каково тебе пришлось.
I can imagine how thought it was. Polina flashed me a sad smile and brushed off a mischievous look of her face. So that big chunk wasn't translated, but now it is. Okay.
Давай не будем о грустном.
Let's stop talking about sad stuff.
Познакомься с Джоанной.
Meet Joanna instead. The cat? Ah, she's so cute. I bet Dad to take a better look at the cat that was snuggling up beside the radiator.
Привет, Джоанна.
Hi, Joanna. Okay. The cat hit her tail on the radiator vent, then hissed, showing her fangs.
Прости, она не особо дружелюбна.
I'm sorry, she's not exactly friendly.
К такой реакции я привык.
I'm used to this kind of
Что
reaction.
за имя, Джоанна?
What's with that name, Joanna?
Тебе не надоело говорить про имена?
Still not tired of talking about names.
Джоанна из сериала «Элена, ребята». Смотрел?
Joanna is from Helena and the Boys. Have you seen it? A French TV series targeted at teenagers that was broadcasted all over Europe, including most Eastern Europe countries in the middle of the 90s. I have never seen it. I
Это
snorted.
для девочек.
That's show for
Ой,
girls.
подумаешь, я вот и трансформеров смотрю.
Oh, come on. I, for one, watched the Transformers
Ну
too.
ладно, кто твой любимчик?
Really now? And who's your favorite?
Ты меня проверяешь? Допустим, Мегатрон.
Is this a test? Well, let's say it's a Megatron.
Ага. А говорила, что не любишь плохих парней.
Didn't you say you dislike bad guys?
Да, но вот ему удалось растопить мое сердечко.
I do, but he alone was able to found my heart. Polina grabbed at her chest in a comical
Ты
manner.
знала, что Оптимус и Мегатрон были друзьями и боролись вместе против руководства Кибертрона?
Did you know that Optimus and Megatron were friends and they fought against Cybertron's supremacy
Но
together?
после того, как лидером избрали Оптимуса, Мегатрон перешел на темную сторону.
But after Optimus was chosen as the new leader, Megatron went to the dark side.
Боюсь, что у тебя с Пятифановым повторится та же история.
I'm afraid something similar might happen to you and Peterphone, whatever his last name is. I raised my eyebrows in surprise.
Ну, лидером меня никто не выбирал.
Well, nobody chose me as the leader.
Допустим, я выбрала.
Well, let's say I did. My face had probably turned red again. Polina sat down on the couch and fixed her bedspread.
Чем займемся?
So, what are we gonna do? Her pose and playful gaze hypnotized me. Dim lights helped create a special existing atmosphere inside the room. I felt a faint aroma of blackberry. But also something more elusive and captivating. At the moment, my usual embarrassment suddenly morphed into some unexpected vigor. I want to shove and brag to do everything in my power to keep Polina's gaze fixed on me for as long as possible. I imagined myself to be like Agent 007, ready to seduce another femme fatale with his stunning looks. As if mimicking the hero of spy action movies, I crossed my hands on my chest and, with a mysterious smile on my face, decided to lean against the wall. I thought myself to be quite charming in that particular moment. Whoa. Yet a clacking sound stopped me from enjoying this graceful pose. I failed to notice an open piano and sat down right in the middle of its keys. I had lost all my charms after almost reaching to the ceiling in one scared jump. Ow, followed by the instrument lid slamming shut with a bang. At the same time, a frightful Joanna jumped out the chair. She couldn't rip it off. The cat rushed on the curtain and then dashed across the wall to the safety of the wardrobe top, ripping out the thin slices of wallpaper along the way. Pieces of a torn up Sailor Moon poster that, by pure chance, happened to be in the way of the scared animal fell to my feet. Judging from the look of Polina's face, she really liked that poster.
Прости, я не хотел.
Sorry, it was an accident. She closed her eyes, her lips twisted, and the forehead wrinkled. It seemed like Polina was about to scream or cry, but she just sighed and spoke in a calm voice.
Не беда.
It's okay.
Нет такой поломки, которую нельзя починить с помощью изоленты.
There's nothing that can be fixed with electric tape.
Ну, в этом случае с помощью скотча.
Well, duct tape in our case.
Давай, помогай.
Give me a hand here. Yes! Yeah, I am able to move it. Okay. How do like that? Hold on, let's make it more like beautiful, like this. Right, then no, that's the top corner. No, then that's it. It's that small. No, there's supposed to be another piece. That piece, right? No, foot, but it is here. Look, like here. So there's supposed to be another piece. Girl, foot. Why is it like that? Why is it weird like that? Then right here. That one right here. What the fuck? That one right there. And this one? No, but it's like already right here. Right there. Yeah, that one. That's where it goes. So like that. And I'm gonna move this a little. Like this. this, and then I'm gonna have to move that one, and then I'm gonna move that one, and then I'm gonna have to move this one. This one is here. This one is here. That one is not yet here. This one is kinda here. That one is here. And this one is here. There. The last piece fell into the place, and it seemed like the room harmony was restored along with the poster.
Это же персонаж из Sailor Moon? Sailor Юпитер или как там ее?
This is a character of Sailor Moon, right? Sailor Jupiter, I
Да
think.
нет же, это Сейлор Сатурн.
No way, this is Sailor Saturn.
Ее зовут Хатару. Она воин разрушения, который вместо того, чтобы уничтожить мир, спасла его.
Her name is Hotaru, and she was a bearer of destruction, yet instead of destroying the world, she ended up saving it.
Мне она всегда больше всех нравилась.
I've always liked her the most.
Вот. А еще у нее раздвоение личности, представляешь?
Oh, so yeah, oh, and she also has 2 different personalities in her. Can you
По крайней
imagine?
мере, было. Джоанна порвала ее на дюжину личностей, не меньше.
She had at the very least. Joanna ripped her into at least a dozen more. I glanced at Polina and I inquired in a soft voice.
Расскажи, как проходят твои вечера.
How do you usually spend your evenings? Polina shrugged and looked at me as if bored.
Смотрю телевизор или играю дедушке на скрипке.
I watch TV or play violin from Grandpa.
Он планирует сделать из меня Давида Ойстраха.
He wants to make me into a new David Ostrach. I don't know who that is. One of the most prominent Russian violinists, he was also well known for his musical conductor skills, earning the rank of a master in that field. Died from a heart stroke hours after one of his concerts.
Кого?
David, who?
Скрипач был такой великий.
He was a famous violinist.
А ты что же, сама не хочешь играть?
So he's forcing you to play?
Почему? Хочу.
Forcing me? Nothing of the sort.
Это мой шанс уехать в город и начать нормальную жизнь.
This is my chance to move to a big city and lead to a better life.
Гастролировать по странам, знакомиться с новыми людьми.
Touring different countries, meeting new people. I felt a string of stupid jealousy from her
Ты
words.
играешь для меня?
Can you play something for me?
Ты точно этого хочешь?
Are you sure?
Очень.
Of course.
Хорошо. Только учти, я сегодня не в форме.
Alright, but keep in mind that I'm a bit under the weather today. She procured the violin from its case. The polished frame gleamed in the lamplight.
Это необычная скрипка.
This is not an ordinary violin.
Ее смастерил в 17 веке скрипичных дел мастер Гварнери, а сам Ойстрах дал на ней первый концерт.
It was made in the 17th century by a violin artisan named Guarneri, and Ostrich himself used it for his first concert.
Она дорогая.
Is it expensive?
Ну, пару миллионов долларов стоит.
It's worth at least a couple $1 million. Oh, my jaw dropped. Polina replied with laughter.
Видел бы ты свое лицо.
I wish you could see your face right now.
Я шучу.
Oh,
Копейки она стоит.
I'm joking. It's dirt cheap.
Если бы у меня была скрипка Гварнери, я бы жила в Москве.
If I had one of Guarneri's violins, I would have lived in Moscow.
А я и не повелся.
Hey, I knew you were joking.
Конечно, конечно.
Mm-hmm, sure. Wow, that's a pretty picture. Polina took a proper playing pose and clutched the violin between her shoulders and jaw, then brought the bow to the strings.
Фа диез минор.
Fa diez minor. Minor. It's minor, not minor. The bow slid across the strings, saturating the air inside the room with us. I sat on the windowsill, amazed at the melody power. Polina looked so graceful while playing, her bow soared in a cut-open space-time. Her slider fingers moved with inhuman speed. A platinum smile smoothed on the girl's lips. It felt like the music, the mysterious Fa diez minor, was axed to a gust of the wind that found its way inside the house, bringing along smells of the sea and faraway cities. And every new guest made it even more difficult to breathe for my enthralled self. The melody carried me up to the skies, bringing back memories of the night when I was jumping over the forest. But just like everything good, it ended way too fast. Polina froze for a moment, then lowered for her hand and bowed. The waterfall of her pregnant hair swayed back and forth. I jumped up, clapping. Oh, the cat is gonna scratch me. Bravo!
Браво! Кто это сочинил?
Bravo! Who composed this?
Роберт Шуман.
Robert Schumann.
А вот кто теперь мой любимый композитор. Бра!
I have a new favorite composer now, brah.
Во.
The second syllable turned into an interesting cry when someone fell under my foot. Joanna. Ow, you have. Ow, I forgot about the cat. Like Simon, it ended up stepping on her tail. She didn't give me the time to apologize. Joanna crawled up my leg and clung to my thigh. Her sharp claws pierced my skin through the paws. Ow, ow, ow. Polina came to my rescue by slapping the cat on the back of her head.
Джоанна, гадость какая, брысь!
Joanna, you fool thing, shoot! The cat jumped on the wall rug and retreated from the room after opening the door with her paw. I once when touching my thigh, it was probably quite scratched up. Polina gave me some pathetic hug. Oh,
Больно?
does it hurt?
Да так, я сам виноват.
Not really. It was my fault.
Ой, я ей покажу, как бросаться на моих гостей.
Girl, why are you looking at me like that? I didn't do a shit. The fuck? I'll show her what attacking my guests entails. Ow. I was worried less about the pain and more about the damage done to my clothes. My pants were riddled with tiny holes. Well, Mom sure will be happy about this. At the same time, Polina's attention was flattering.
Твоя Джанна, дама с характером.
Your Joanna is quite a strong lady.
Вы поладите,
You'll get along.
если ты не умрешь от потери крови, конечно.
If you don't bleed out on me, of course. She turned around and searched the room with her eyes. I
Где-то
thought
тут был Ю.
we had Aiden around here. Oh, I thought we had Aiden around
Не
here.
обязательно.
Oh, don't worry.
Что значит не обязательно?
What do you mean?
Еще никто не умирал в моей спальне. И я хочу, чтобы так продолжалось.
Nobody had ever died in my bedroom before. I prefer to keep it that way.
Снимай пока штаны.
For now, take off your pants. I imagine myself standing in front of Polina in just my underwear. I imagine her bending down to treat my wounds. That fantasy is coloring my mind like hot steam.
Не надо, Полин, ну правда.
Please, let's not do it, Polina. She didn't listen, just soaked a piece of cotton in a brownish liquid from a small, strong smelling bottle.
Пациент, я готова. Спускайте.
Bro, I'm ready, patient. Pull them down.
Серьезно, дома промою.
Come on, I'll rinse it when I get home. My reply erased the smile from her beautiful lips. A horizontal wrinkle ran across her nose bridge. She spoke in a voice with a tingle of compassiousness.
Перестань сопротивляться. Дай я тебе помогу.
Stop resisting, let me help you. She rubbed my leg lower than where my wand was.
Девочкам нельзя отказывать.
You can't reject girls. Alright, that's literally okay, you can't fucking do that. You can't reject girls like that. You can't do that. You can't say that. If he doesn't want to lower his pants, he doesn't have to. Okay. Polina took a bold step towards me and grabbed the buckle of my pants belt. I tried dodging, but to no avail. You can't do that. You can't do that. The girl was already behind me. She placed her fingers under the belt and tried to pull down my pants.
Ах ты ж...
Oh, no you don't. She giggled. I spun around and Polina pressed her body into mine, bursting it with laughter. She sank her teeth into my arm, even so slightly, and tugged on the belt. They're 12, y'all. They're 12. 13. I stepped back, stumbled upon the couch, and ended up sprawled in its soft surface. Polina laid it on top of me. That's a pretty picture, but Polina, you can't fucking do that. Her hair covered my face and tickled my nostrils. I felt the vibration coming from Polina's chest. She was laughing. I also felt the chilly draft with the exposed skin on my thighs. She managed to pull down my pants after all. I lay underneath her, partially naked, dying from embarrassment. Polina pulled away, her laughter dying down. She blew a lock of her hair away from her face and looked me straight in the eyes, then pressed her small fist into her cheek and measured my face with a thoughtful
Ты
glance.
чего?
Is there something on my face?
Ничего. Красивый ты.
No, but you're very handsome.
Скажешь тоже.
That's not true.
Честно-честно.
But you are. Honest.
И знаешь, мне кажется, что я все эти годы ждала, когда ты в поселок приедешь.
And you know, I think I've been waiting for you to appear in the village for all these years. My heart was thumping in a crazy rhythm. I felt it under my ribs and my temples, all over my body. I completely forgot that I was lying underneath with her without my pants on, rubbing my bare thigh against her leg.
Мне хорошо с тобой.
I really like your company.
И мне.
I like you, too.
Я встретила человека, который меня понимает.
I have finally met someone who understands me.
Это дороже скрипки Гварнери.
This is more valuable than a Guarneri violin. I shifted my gaze to her lips. They were so close that I could see even the tiniest of wrinkles on their surface, just as patched as my own lips. Kiss. Eee! And I can't defend that. I can't say no. I have to. Alright, buddy. Polina lowered her eyelids. Eyelashes fluttered. Our lips touched. What the fuck? They're 13, yo. 12, 13. What the fuck? Our lips touched. I felt dizzy as if I was falling into a bottomless pit. Every cell in my body sang in jubilation as if I was getting a taste of the most beautiful music, something even more perfect than Schumann's melody. And then I looked in the mirror, mounted on the wardrobe door. It reflected on the half-open door of the corridor god. Oh shit, I'm dead. Karitan was peeping at us through the crack. His grim face floated in the black waters of darkness. His eyes pierced me, much deeper and angrier than feline claws. After getting his cover blown, the old man drove back away from the door and dissolved into teary shadows. I'm dead. I parted my lips from Polina's. This throat, I had to interrupt our sweet kiss. Polina gave me a questioning look and spoke in a frustrated voice.
В чем дело?
What's wrong? I untangled myself from her, stood up, trying to put my pants back on, and fastened the belt on my third attempt.
Ни в чем.
Nothing.
Я вспомнил просто. Пообещал маме вернуться к ужину.
I just remembered I promised mom to return home before dinner.
Не уходи.
Don't go.
Полин, послушай.
Polina, listen.
Не уходи, Тош.
Don't go, Tosha. Her voice trembled. Silvery streams ran down her cheeks. I was taken completely by surprise. Polina's mood shifted in an instant, just like topics in her grandpa's monologue. Still, her grandpa was old and weird, and she...
Забери меня с собой.
Take me with
Ты
you.
чего, Полин? Ну перестань.
What happened, Polina? Please stop it. I leaned into her, worried.
Хватит, правда. Все же хорошо.
Come on, calm down. It's okay.
Я здесь с ума сойду. Не знаю, руки на себя наложу.
I'm going mad here. I don't know. I'll off my... Don't say that.
Не говори так.
Don't say that. She plowed in the bed, facing her hands, sobs turned to stiff cries. Bro, what the fuck? What? She was literally just kissing me right now. What happened? I shoved my feet, puzzled, with no idea how to
Давай
react.
сбежим. Завтра же соберем вещи и уедем в город.
Girl, we have no money. Where would we go? Let's run away. We'll gather our things tomorrow and go to the city.
Вам по 12 лет.
We're both just 12. Okay, they're 12.
И что?
And?
Тебе нравится жить в хибаре у леса?
Excuse me, do you enjoy living in a wooden shack at the edge of the
А
forest?
мне, думаешь, по нраву гнить, заточенный в 4 стенах?
Do you think I enjoyed running away, cupped it inside? Her back arched, her small fist pummeled the couch.
Если ты мужчина, уведи меня из этого места.
If you're a man, take me away from this place. You need to live. My inner voice blurred out. I couldn't help but agree.
Прости, тебе надо отдохнуть. Поговорим позже.
I'm sorry, you need a rest. Let's talk later. Bro, what the fuck's happening? I wanted to corridor, mumbling I might have acted like a coward, but I couldn't handle her fit of hysteria anymore. I put on my coat, shoved my feet down my boots. Scratch, scratch. I stared at the darkness, imagining a man eating beer. I could hear Polina's cries coming from the other side of the wall while something was squeaking its way towards me. The wheelchair stopped 7 feet away, on the border between light and darkness.
Уходишь? Так быстро?
Leaving so soon? I replied in a mumbling voice while trying on my shoes.
Простите, мама будет беспокоиться.
Sorry, my mom will get worried.
Знаешь настоящее имя своей матери?
Do you,
Петров Антон.
do you know your mother's true name, Anton Petrov? Shadows swirl behind Carleton. I crave to leave this seared place as soon as possible.
Нет, простите.
No, I'm sorry. I start apologizing left and right, anxious.
Почему плачет Полина? Что случилось?
Why is Polina crying? What happened? Metal teeth shine in the dark.
Пойдем на кухню. Чай пить будем.
Let's go to the kitchen. Tea is ready.
Я тортик разрезал.
I've already cut up the cake.
Меня ждут.
Mom is waiting for me.
Подождут и перестанут. Ну, пойдем.
It's okay. She can wait a bit longer. Come. He let out a dissatisfied sob. I finally managed to fix the shoelaces, so I sprang to my feet. The old man kept a strange smile on his face. I turned my back on him, my fingers struggling with the lock.
Скарлетт!
Scratch, scratch. I'll be forced to stay, driven over by a wheelchair, dragged away.
Скарлетт!
Scratch, scratch. The door opened, letting chilly air inside the stuffy corridor.
Как твое настоящее имя?
What's your true name?
До свидания.
Goodbye. Yeah, that's my true name. Yeah. I'm gonna stop here. What the fuck's happening? What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? Dude, what? Are they both? They're both insane. Like, what's her name? Paulina is definitely. There's something. She's 12, and I don't. Maybe Grandpa's doing something to her. So that's why she wanna like leave and run away. But I don't know. I hope it's leading us to the good ending. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have another ending, a good ending. I don't know if we're gonna be the monster again, just because I left her when she was throwing a fit. But I don't know. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.